Hello and welcome to my first plan with me in my reading journal. I've been putting this sort of stuff in my regular bullet journal, but I decided to separate them. So as you can see, I'm using this journal from Typo, which was $5, which is an absolute bargain. I'm using a Typo journal for my regular bullet journal as well, and the paper quality isn't the best, but for $5, you can't really complain. So the first page that I'm going to be working on is just a title page for my reading journal. I'm going to link everything down below that I'm referencing because I did use some videos as inspiration for this journal and some of the pictures that I'm using. So the drawing that I'm doing on my title page here is from like a video drawing tutorial, so I'll link that below. And then I'm just writing the heading up here, and honestly I wish I left the heading like this because I add like a faux calligraphy thing with the darker downstrokes, and I wish I just left it how it was, but anyway, what can you do? This next page is going to be a page where I record all of the books I read throughout the year. Now, I do realize it's already November, so it's kind of like weird to start a journal in November, but I'm going to be going back and filling in all the books I've read up until this point just because I just want to get this journal right so that for next year I know what sorts of things I would like to keep in it. I can probably fit next year in this journal since I'm only just starting it now, but yeah, that's why I've got a lot of books. I'm going to put all my 2019 books that I've read so far, and then I've left some spaces for the books that I'll read in November and December, but yeah, I'll fill this in at a later date. Also, I obviously didn't come up with this idea. I've seen this like everywhere, all over Instagram and Pinterest and stuff. But yeah, I think it'll be really cute when it's all the way filled in. Okay, so I'm going to be using this stamp set that I got from Kmart actually throughout my entire journal. It took a while for me to kind of get used to how to use it. At the end, I was a lot better than I was at the start. But yeah, so this page I'm going to be putting my 5-star books, which I think will be good to help me at the end of the year when I decide on what my favourite books are of the year. I can look and see how many books I rated 5 stars. And then on the other side, there's like I got the idea from a Instagram story template that I'd been using, and each month you fill in your favorite book of the month. So I thought it would be good to see in my journal the favorite book each month, and then I'm just stamping in all the months down the side. Obviously, if I have a 5-star book that's also my favorite, I'm now filling it in at least 3 different spreads, but that's okay. If I really like a book, I don't mind having to write it down multiple times. Moving on to this next page, because the paper quality of this journal isn't so good, I've got a lot of like pasting things in. Like, I really like how it turned out. It's like a scrapbooking style, but I've got these post-it notes that are in the shape of a unicorn that I got from Kmart, because if you haven't noticed, I'm doing a unicorn theme here, and they're really not that great of quality. Oh, we're past it now, but that last page was book releases, which wasn't all that exciting. So that is the main section of my journal, and now I'm moving into my November section. So I'm just doing a November title page, which this title page is inspired by the Petite Planner, who did this a couple of months ago, and I really liked it. It's so cute. So I'm doing like an N, and then it has the flowers and the unicorn horn. But yeah. Okay, moving on. So this side is inspired by Chloe from Books with Chloe. Well, she has a new channel called Journal with Chloe, but she does in her journals a little tracker of days read, physical and audio. So I'm going to be doing that in my journal, and I decided to put this blue paper on the back side of that title page just so that I don't get the bleed through, because I really liked how the title page turned out. So I'm just drawing this unicorn cat. Again, I'll link the inspiration for this, and then I'm just writing days read with the stamp again, and then I'll have physical and audio. And then because I obviously covered up the dots, which will help me to create the boxes, I just cut out a page from the back and cut out the section that I needed for the squares for the month. And then, yeah, obviously I just colour in the day if I read that day physically or by audio. And then this side is just my books read, where I'll just write down the books when I have finished them. Also, this tape that I'm using is from Kmart as well, and it's just glitter tape, nothing really that special. Okay, so this page is for readathons and read-alongs, so I can keep track of what I'm participating in, what the dates are, what the challenges are. If there's a live show, things like that will just get recorded on this page. This drawing, again, I'll link it below, is a poop emoji unicorn, which I'm not super happy with how it turned out, but that's okay. I just have it on this page to fill some space, because the other side is a tracker for my pages read, which you'll see in a second. It's kind of boring, but yeah, I just wanted something to fill the other side that was nice and colourful, because the tracker isn't all that exciting. So then these numbers going up this side is the pages, and then down the bottom is the days, and it will be like a column graph for the pages I read each day. so this page I'm really happy with. So this is my books bought on the left, where I'm just going to write down every time I buy a book so that when I go to do a book haul I can just read off the list so I don't forget any books. And then on the right side is something to remind me when my library books are due back. So I've created this little fake envelope thing, and I've got like a library slip on the inside, and then I'll just fill in each book that I borrow from the library and when it's due back. I think this is a really cute idea and I'm really happy with how it turned out. Okay, finally we are on the last spread. So on the left side here, I'm just making a little page for my favorite book of the month, and then this little post-it note is blank because I'll print out maybe the cover and put it there. And then the right side is for my favorite quotes. So at the moment they're pretty blank because obviously you have to fill them in. I do really like this stamp from Kmart, although my fingers ended up covered in ink a lot of the time. I had to go and wash my hands over and over so I didn't get ink all over my page, even though I did tend to get ink everywhere throughout this, but that's okay. So we are finally done. This took me hours, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. So now I've just got the flip through to show you, and we are done. So I hope you enjoyed this plan with me video. Don't forget to check out my regular plan with me's for my bullet journals, and thanks for watching.
I can feel it in the air tonight. Do you feel it running through your veins? It's like kryptonite. 'Cause the sun is shining up above, and the night is just as young as both of us. So let's just stay together, make our